Hello everyone and welcome to the Aries Moon Girl channel. I'm on a roll now. Today we're going to talk about the element of water. So, for all of you that have seen my first video about the element of fire, I'm doing now a series on the elements in astrology and each individual sign within that element cluster, what the role of each sign is, and how does a cardinal fire sign compare to a fixed fire sign, and how does a mobile, mutable water sign compare to a fixed water sign. So I'm going to go into my favorite element today. Well, it's fire and water for me because I'm made out of fire and water mostly, but that is water, and I'm going to talk about the three signs in the zodiac that go underwater, and those are first of all Cancer, second of all Scorpio, and third of all Pisces. Cancer is the cardinal water sign, Scorpio is the fixed water sign, and Pisces is the mutable water sign. But before going into each individual sign, let me just tell you a bit about water all in general. So I was telling you that the ancients have always divided these elements in the zodiac, and they considered actually water to be the most advanced element. And if you think in the order of the zodiac, so it all starts with fire, with that flame for the beginning, but it ends with water. So I know I should have started then with earth and air, but I was too impatient. So we're going right at the end from the start. And water is considered to be a bit cathartic, if you can think of it like that. It's considered to have a cleansing power. It's a symbol for healing. It's a symbol, in my opinion, also for transformation, for purification, regeneration, healing. It's a big symbol for healing. So water is that one element that heals us. It's a symbol for fertility, change, devotion. So yeah, love in the sense of devotion, receiving and giving unconditional love. It symbolizes death and rebirth. It is life-giving, but it can also be destructive. Fresh water stands for life and good health, while polluted, stagnant water is a symbol of bad health. This is where the contradictions come with this element. I love talking about it, so we're going to have a lot of fun about it. Yeah, so starting to talk about it, from my point of view, water is that one element that gets the most bad rap from everyone. So Cancer, Scorpios and Pisces are so misunderstood and they get so much crap. And now I'm a whiny water sign, but it's true because people say, oh, Scorpio is mean, and Cancers are moody, and Pisces are weak. Let me tell you a thing about water signs, people. Whatever you see in that water sign, that's your own freaking reflection. And I know that my water signs out here will agree with me. Water reflects you back to you. Even Scorpios, which are fixed sign, even the cardinal signs like Cancers, but especially Pisces, of course. So water does this very well. Water gets under your skin on the one hand, but water also just reflects you back to you. The first sign of the water signs is the cardinal sign of Cancer. And for me, Cancer is the purest form of expressing water. And I don't want to be mistakenly understood here, but I think cardinal signs, remember what I told you about Aries, is that tunnel vision. So cardinal goes forward, cardinal has a direction, cardinal leads the way into something. So cardinal has a direction and goes like that. So think of the water stream just rushing in, maybe a river, you know, like a fast river. This is how I see Cancer. So, you know, it all flushes in and carries you. So this is what happens with emotions with Cancer. So it's all a flush of emotion. So it's all released and it goes into that direction, and you cannot stop it anymore. It goes, the mood goes like that. So if the mood went a bad way, you need to follow the stream until it settles down. So this is what happens with Cancers. But I say that it's the purest type of water because, you know, water, when it's really flowing like that, it's on the one hand very intense. On the other hand, of course, it can gather things on its way, so it can be polluted as well. But usually, water in movement that is not still, you know, like it's not gathering things in. So it keeps on rolling. So that's how I see Cancers. I see them rolling with the punches, rolling with the emotion, like really letting the emotion flow through them. So good and bad and happy and sad and enthusiastic, and everything flows through them. And they are such warm-hearted people. Like it's pure warmth that you feel from a Cancer, because it's all that emotion, it's all that it's all that feeling that just comes out of it naturally, that just is directed at something. And usually Cancers, because I told you cardinal needs to have a focus, they have the focus of the closed ones. So all that love and emotion goes on the close people to them. It's directed at them. So that's why they are great parents. That's why they are good partners to have in relationships, because they pour that love in that focus, in their the focus of the loved ones, and they also make everything possible for the other ones to be comfortable. I think water, as I told you, water heals you, and you'll get a lot more healing also with Scorpio and Pisces. But with Cancers, I think it's making sure that you have the essentials, you know, like for a healthy body, for a healthy life. So food, nurturing, you know, the what the mother does in order to keep you safe and healthy, because health is not something that you regain. Health is something that you have and you just need to preserve. So Cancers, through their focus and through their pour of emotion, through their pour of love, of feeling towards you, they offer this. They offer healthy nurturing. They offer the basis that you need for your life. So water is a life giver, and this is what we do. We keep people afloat. We heal them physically, and we heal them psychic. I cannot say the word. You know, we heal their psychic. I cannot say the word. You know, we heal their mind, their soul, their stomach. So we just take care of people, and Cancer does this in a very genuine way, in a very loving, caring way. And for me, they are champs, because for me, they deal with the emotion that us Pisces and Scorpios don't deal so front on, so not frontal. They deal with things in a cardinal way, so they deal with it frontal, which I appreciate it so much, and I think it's so strong of them to do this. So that's the first water sign. We go on to the second water sign, and that is Scorpio. And here is where the mystery starts. Here is where astrologers earn their bread. Here is where the videos on YouTube are made, talking about what's hidden behind every Scorpio. And people, I'm going to reveal you what's hidden behind every Scorpio. Think of a well dug well where water is at the bottom. So at the very bottom there's the water that can be so pure and so good to drink. It could do miracles, and that's why we dig wells and pull that water up. But sometimes it can also be dark and polluted, so it can have both sides. But definitely this is where we get our water. This is where if you dig really deep, you can get the clearest water, and you can get the best healing powers from it as well. It can cure you, or it can kill you if it's polluted. This is the thing with Scorpios. So still water runs deep. And Scorpios are feeling things, but in a, remember the fixed way from the fire signs. I told you, like, fixed signs contain things in them. So contain whatever that element is contained within you. So for poor Scorpios, it's not that easy to contain feelings. It's not that easy to contain pure emotion. So they do a great job at keeping it in and not letting it out to destroy the world. So they do what they try to do at every cost, at every step, is hold things together. Hold it together for the humanity. If they know they can absorb it from everyone, they know, they feel everything from everyone. They feel the bad in everyone. They feel the good in everyone. They feel what's in your deep stomach, in the very, very core of you, and they hold it together for you. So that's so valuable and so important and so incredible, because this is where they transform it as well. Through holding that energy in, through holding that emotion in, they have the power. So a Scorpio can go through the toughest things in the world. They have the power to absorb so much, and so much that's so heavy, and then they just hold it in them and they transform it into love, and they pour out love. So no one talks about this. No one talks about the fact that the Scorpio, besides having a darker side also, which we all have, they just have access to it, and they know that it's there, and they gather things in that well, they pour it there, they pour their magic, and then they transform it into healing power for you and are able to put it out there. So Scorpios contain emotion, contain so much emotion, and that's the fascinating part, because once you know that there's something more there, once you know that there's something deep there, this is where the fascination comes. And this is once you know that they have access to that dark deep core that we all have, and that they know what's in there, they know what the treasure holds, they know the mystery, and they choose to live with it, they choose to transform it, they choose to still love. So Scorpios, I haven't seen any Scorpios that don't love. I don't know any Scorpios that don't love. So I cannot believe in the Scorpios are so mean. Someone that loves and gives love is not mean, ever. So I consider people that are cut off from their emotions totally mean. But a person that truly cares and loves and feels cannot be mean. I get emotional about this. So yeah, definitely the core of a Scorpio is where the emotion is held, where the water is held, where the transformative power comes from. And it's all self-contained, so it's held within one vessel, and that's the Scorpio body and the Scorpio love. And this is where the love making comes from, because if you think all that emotion is in there, all that feeling, of course, if you activate it, it's sparks, it's incredible, because it is all in one person contained. Okay, so going to the third sign, and that's my own sign, so I might ramble on even more here, and that is Pisces. And remember what I told you about mutable signs, mobile signs. So cardinal, fixed, and mutable. So water evaporates. Water is now under heat, it steams, and it becomes steam all over. You cannot grasp it anymore. You cannot touch it, you cannot hold it. It's all over. It will transform into rain, it will lift up. You cannot, it's in clouds, it's in steam clouds. It's elusive, it's evasive, it's all over the place. It's chaotic because you cannot put it in a vessel, you cannot grasp it, you cannot have it. And that is Pisces. And no one told it like this. They say an ocean, of course it is an ocean, but it also is that water that evaporated that needs to rain into an ocean. So it's all that process. That is Pisces, and we are all over the place. The way in which Scorpios deal with emotion is by contain it. Cancers deal with it front on, and we just evaporate. We escape it. We spread it all over the world. We take it from a focus of family, of friends, of close ones, and we transform it into the emotion of the world. And that's why Pisces can sometimes be detached. People don't say this because they can also be needy, but Pisces can be detached, can be in their own world, but at the same time they care so deeply about bigger things, bigger topics. They can cry about global warming, they can cry about children in a third world country. They can feel so deep for someone so far. And you're like, oh, why are you so influenced by this? But they can. And they care about their friends also. They care about a large group of people. And they get so emotional. They get so much empathy for the underdogs. No matter which underdogs we're talking about. They can be here right next to them, or they can be far away. Pisces just want the world to be a better place. They want to heal the world. This is the true Pisces nature. So the true Pisces nature wants love in everything and everyone, and this is where the rose-colored glasses come from. And where the trouble comes in is where people start despising Pisces. You know why you despise Pisces people? Because they just reflect back to you what you don't want to see in yourself. So the bad thing about water is that it takes the shape that it's put in. So if you are with a Pisces and you treat them badly, or you just act in a certain way towards them, with them, they start transforming into what you are. Because this is what Pisces do. They take the shape of the vessel they are in. So they start reflecting back to you what you put out to them, and then after some time you're like, oh, you're not the same person anymore. No, I'm not. I became you. I started transforming and reflecting you to you. And this is what water does. Water always reflects your own image. So if you like something in a water sign and you appreciate the compassion, the love, the giving, all these three signs will give. If you ask, and if you ask from your heart, all three signs will give, because this is what they do. They give their time, their love, their emotion. They pour their energy. If you ever feel sick or something, just ask a water sign to take care of you. If you ever need help with an emotional problem, just ask a water sign to take care of you and tell you. If you ever need like physical healing, like they have this magical power of healing you physically, but also they will reflect back to you what's not so good. So this is what happens to water. Remember when I told you in the beginning that it gets polluted? So if you pour bad stuff into water, it will come back and poison you. This is why people say, oh, Scorpio mean, Pisces vindictive, Cancer is vindictive, because that pollution that you put in comes back. So water is the most transparent element, so it can be the purest, it can be the most healing, the most loving. But whatever is wrong in the environment, water picks up and serves it back to you. So be careful how you treat water signs. Don't take them for granted for their love. Don't take that giving from the heart ever for granted. Don't get lost in the world of facts and think that emotion and love and the contribution that the water sign brings to earth, you know, like empathy is water. We couldn't live without water, like we couldn't live without empathy. We would all kill each other. So appreciate this in a water sign, and appreciate that usually they reflect back to you what you put out there. So definitely I'm a big fan of water signs, and I'm a big fan of understanding water. And sometimes it's hard to explain water, because water cannot be explained into words. Water can be felt. If I touch you and tell you something and put my hand on your hand like this, I can tell you sometimes more about what a water sign feels like than I can tell you with my words. That's air signs. So think that you are mostly water, mostly made out of water. So your emotions flow through your body, and think that someone that has access to this and understands this is very powerful. And water signs are very powerful because they understand this, and because on an emotional level they understand in that they can access it and heal through it. But they also can hurt, because they also know that they can have the opposite power. So they can be the most devotional, loving signs. So if you have a water sign in your life, cherish it, and yeah, let the love come in. I'm Aries Moon Girl, and until next time, subscribe to my channel down below if you want to see more videos. If you want to do some yoga with me, I have a yoga channel. I'll put the link also here. And yeah, I'll come back with air and earth.